One of our headlights is out.
Well, you better get it fixed, because they death on a nigga with one light.
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
You got one light, you better be on the motorcycle. In my mind, can you go down there to traffic court and you sit around there, you see so many brothers and sisters, you think you're the NAACP, right? Did you say nigga?
You can kill all the black folks you want, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now the war is going to be here, but we're going to be free. Now you kill you want to, but we kill too.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. Let me go and come up here. Give me one quick second. Let me shed some light on the situation first. Hold on one sec. I get such as in a zone that I be in here in the dark. So let me cut all my lights on and everything, and then I'll go ahead and come on up. It is Saturday morning, and hopefully all is well to anybody that's going to catch this live out. If you're going to catch the playback, I appreciate you as well. Happy Saturday to you, Freedman in the building already. Free brother Trey from Texas or wherever he is rolling over the road. The villager on deck is here, and we're going to cook this morning. We got some things we want to talk about. And we have to talk about, and this affirmative action thing has got a lot of people upset. And I want to kind of break some of the things down about how it will affect us, could affect us, should affect us, and definitely how we can't let it affect us. So we definitely want to be on point with this whole experiment. And I'm going to use the word experiment because I believe that affirmative action was an experiment that just lasted 60 plus years. And now the experiment is over. Black Americans, American blacks, American freedmen. My brother Apollo St. Charles, who goes by FBA, is in the building. I ain't gonna hold it against you, brother. We are in a petri dish. American blacks, Black Americans, American freedmen. We are in a petri dish, and the petri dish is America. We are a part of a big experiment. And if anybody that doesn't understand that, hopefully you'll understand it a little bit better by the end of the stream. Because we are indeed a project. We've been a project since the beginning. And we are going to be considered a project until we get what we are owed. We get what we're coming for. Because some of the goofiness that people think that we're coming for, we're not really coming for. I believe that a lot of people think that Black America is where it's going to be, and we're not going to get better. Oh yeah, we're going to get better because a lot of the people that are out here doing some of the silly stuff, they will languish. They will not survive. That is not Black American culture. That is Black American goofiness, but it's not Black American culture. And I can't always put it off on Black Americans because all Black Americans don't do what we see like at the BET Awards and out here in the world. All Black Americans are not Ja Morant. All Black Americans are not Diddy. All Black Americans are not doing goofy stuff. Okay. So as a collective, we work together and we look at this affirmative action thing right straight in the face. We'll figure it out. But if not, we'll just continue to wallow in whatever situation they put us in and do nothing about it. My brother Iron Physique, I'll call you Iron Physique because that's the title in the chat, is in the building. But my brother Michael, I can't call you Iron Physique for too long. I ain't moist like that, bro. I can't do them things. So, but I know who you is. One of the most thoroughest brothers out there on the left coast doing his thing, represents American freedman culture to the fullest. Always appreciating you speaking at the Freedmen, seminars and doing the work out there, as we push towards repair, as we push towards recompense, as we push towards redress, and we push towards reparations. So there is so much going on out here. I'm so far behind in the global reparations situation. I need to just basically make a phone call and just catch some ism from you and the left coast folks and my brothers on the East Coast and South and North as well, because I'm kind of behind on it, but I'm with it. I just ain't been really up on all the seminars and the conferences and the task force stuff. So we'll chop that up at a later time. But I'm glad you're here. Glad anybody's actually here. If you on Facebook or if you on YouTube, hit the thumbs up just so we can get that digital footprint out here. Okay, we need that digital footprint because that's what spreads the message. I know everybody don't share the videos, okay? I realize that. Everybody don't share the videos, and we don't have a lot of subscribers on the YouTube channel. So what you can do when you do like a video, you put that digital footprint out there, and people in your network will see what you're doing, and then they'll click on it, and then they'll do the same because the message is not only fire, it's truthful. So we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We know what we were growing up, but we grown now. And we got to accept who we are, and who we are is American freedmen. So we ain't gonna talk too much more on that. We ain't here for Freedmen 101, but we're gonna give them that Freedmen 101. So I want to catch a few people up who've actually been dealing with some things here in the county because it kind of hit home last night for me. We've been dealing with a situation where we've had several shootings in the county. And I believe, a lot of the madness started right there on Father's Day with the brother getting taken out. He had four children, and he was killed, and his murderer was caught. So he's in prison. And then there was another situation that happened in Arrowwood, and we talked about that extensively in the last stream in Arrowwood, and nobody's been apprehended on that. Supposedly up to 10 kids were in a car and they were shooting at some other kids and this, that, and the other. Haven't gotten all the stories all clear at all, but I know that the assailants are still out. And that's the way I look at them at this point. They are assailants, okay? They are not children, because I know a lot of them are under 18, but if you walking around with a 40 cal, you ain't a baby no more. You ain't a baby no more. If you walking around with a 40 cal and you popping off, you are not a baby anymore. And you're not going to be looked at as a baby if you present yourself in front of law enforcement and you pointing that gun. They're going to take you out. They're going to vaporize you. Somebody is going to bring your hoodie to your mama. I'm trying to let people know right now, this is not a game out here. It is only July 1st, and it's already a hot summer. It's already a hot summer. And if y'all want to keep playing out here and not doing nothing with your kids and trying to get your kids going another direction, keep letting them wander out the house and you don't know their whereabouts. All y'all kids got these iPhones, put the locators on them. If you paying for their phone, definitely put the locator on it. If you're not paying for their phone, you let them know, I need to know your location at all times. I need to know your cross streets at all times, especially people that you got kids out here that ain't doing the right thing. Because see, a lot of these people out here know they kids with the shits, but they don't say nothing. And then when something jumps off, then y'all try to bunker down. Nah, you can't bunker down now. Bring him out. Bring him out. He been out here shooting and might have shot somebody, might have even killed somebody. Bring his ass out. He got to go do them days. He got to go do them months. He got to go do them years. He got to do them. Because if not, they going to vaporize him. I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy out here. Because it just ain't the county that's involved in this situation right now. The one thing you never really see is MSP out here. And MSP don't care about Washington County, Wayne County, Oakland County. You point a gun at them, you going down. As far as Washington County goes, I ain't never really heard about a big shootout with Washington County, Ann Arbor Police, Ypsi Police, Pittsfield Police. And I know in the county right now, they're trying to do everything they can to keep kids out of jail, hell, to keep adults out of jail. I know they're doing all that. I get that. But that ain't working. Somebody got to do these numbers. If you shooting people, if you killing people, your ass got to sit. I don't care what nobody else says. I don't mind re-entering society, but if your ass kills somebody, you got to exit society. And I don't give a fuck when you're coming back. I don't care if you ever come back. If you recklessly murder somebody, your ass got to go. And anybody else want to say somebody, pull up. I don't give a fuck. I am not hard to find. I'm outside every day. Y'all see me. If y'all want to jump in the chat, let me know where you want to meet. I don't care. We can chop it up. But see, what they've done in this county is they've made being a killer, being a robber, being a rapist, they done turn motherfuckers into heroes out here. They done turned them into heroes out here. But I'm sorry. Most of my heroes don't appear on those stamps. And most of my heroes don't have prison numbers either. See, I can't say that my heroes got prison numbers. Just like I say, convicts can't be role models. Convicts can't be I don't want no child rapist as a role model. You can't do nothing for me. You raped kids. How you gonna be a role model to me? You murder somebody in cold blood and you want to be a role model? Fuck you. You stick a gun in a citizen's face and say, give me all your money and pedal away on a motherfucking 10 speed. Get the fuck out of here. You are not a role model. You can be an activist. You can be an advocate. But other than that, you are not a role model. Ain't nobody in my family going to follow your ass, and I don't expect nobody else to follow you. You a fool to follow somebody that's done raped a child, that's done stuck a gun up in a citizen's face, that's done put bullets in a citizen. If y'all want to be criminals, be criminal with each other. How come gangsters don't jump on other gangsters? How come gangsters always jump on citizens? And I'm not scared. That's why I try to tell people, what the fuck am I gonna be scared about? I don't went through the longest part of my life. If I'm at the end of my life, let it be the end of my life. I'm gonna go out telling the truth. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. So it is what it is. Brother John Henry up in here. My man. My man. What you say there, Apollo? Where were the Supreme felons to prevent all the killings? Hey, I don't know. They might have been at the jazz concert last night. I don't know. You know, I mean, I know that concert just happened last night. Maybe they was setting up for the jazz concert. Maybe they was doing security for Biggie's, you know, because they had the sheriff over there in Ipsy. Maybe they was doing security. I'm not sure exactly where they were. And at this point, I'm not sure exactly where they're going to be. Once you get the bag, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. I get it. I totally get it. That's why I said I can't fault them fools. They got that 1.2 million. They going to do what they going to do. 3-on-3 tournaments, you know what I'm saying? Back to school shows, you know what I'm saying? They really ain't facilitating and all that stuff with the shows. That's John Lawrence. And much love and respect to that brother out here giving folks something to do on the weekends, you know, free shows, free quality shows out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk a lot about that stuff because that's kind of a past life for me. People that don't know me don't know, but people that do know me do know. You know, his whole lineup. I looked at his whole lineup and I went down memory lane. You know, I might just bring that up and talk about that in a little bit, but I want to really get into, you know, the situation dealing with Uncle Clarence, because Uncle Clarence played an integral figure. You know, he played an integral part in making sure that affirmative action went bye-bye, even though affirmative action elevated him to where he was. So we're going to talk about that. But I had to get the stuff about the county out because I don't get a lot of people that watch. And I tell people all the time, if you want to watch my videos, if I'm going to say something about the village, I'm generally going to say it at the beginning, unless the whole message is about the village, you better catch it early. Okay? You better catch it early. Would you say two-legged animals belong in cages? There you go. There you go. I like that analogy. Two-legged animals belong in cages because, you know, we don't advocate for our brothers and our sisters to be in jail. We do not advocate for that. But goddamn it, if you out here harming kids, you out here harming men and women and they citizens, your ass got to go. And if you come back to society, you will not be lauded. You will not be celebrated. I guess maybe you will be. And you could be awarded $1.2 million. But that's all I'm going to say on that right now because, like I said, they are flies on my wall. They are flies on my wall. That's it. And they're not close enough flies for me to swat. So I'm good enough. I'm good enough with it. You know, we're going to get into talking a little bit about this upcoming, it's a little bit over a year, but this upcoming sheriff's race and who's involved in all that. We're going to talk more on that stuff. We're going to stay more in the village. I get it. But when things like this hit our pages, when things like this hit our pages, hit our lives, hit our timelines, that are so essential. I mean, Clarence Thomas, and this is back in the day. You know, you obviously know this is back in the day during those Anita Hill hearings. You know, and sitting behind him is probably one of the most detrimental forces in his life. And the way I look at Clarence Thomas is ultimately a downgrade from the man that he replaced. He is absolutely a downgrade. And y'all know who we replaced. If you know anything about history, you know who Clarence came in after. I mean, how we go from Thurgood to no good. How we go from Thurgood to no good. You know what I'm saying? I don't really understand that. And where we are right now with Uncle Clarence, and the conservatives that are on the Supreme Court, basically what they gonna do, they gonna roll with Uncle Clarence. They always gonna roll with Uncle Clarence. You gotta understand, he is the leader. He's the anchor. He is the anchor of the Supreme Court. So you've got 6 conservatives, 3 liberals or whatever. But either way, they all wearing the same garb and they really all come from the same thought process. But this situation here is what kills me. How did we go from Thurgood to no good? One of the biggest downgrades ever in American freedmen history. I mean, Thurgood Marshall was thorough. And now we got no good Coke Can Thomas. Coke Can Thomas done killed us out here, y'all. He ain't never advocated for black folks. Ain't never advocated. How you gonna have a son named Jamal and you don't advocate for black folks? Your son is named Jamal, dog. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people didn't know that Clarence had a son. They thought he just had that nephew that old rich white dude paid to put through school. And there's some janky stuff with that too. That's the last thing you want is an old white billionaire paying for your kids to go through school. What did you have to give up, Uncle Clarence? Did you sell your nephew off, Uncle Clarence? I can't stand the fact that his name is Clarence. My daddy's name is Clarence, and I can't stand that his name is Clarence. My daddy was thorough, and you ain't thorough. We went from Thurgood to no good. What the hell? You already know, free. We in here today. We in here already. You got to understand me. We in here. This just leaves me saying things. Yeah. We brought Mr. Gregory out early. We brought Mr. Gregory. We're gonna have to. We wondering what's going on. But where we are right now, people don't really understand. Yeah, they've repealed, turned over, turned back affirmative action. And it's an experiment, as I called it. It's an experiment. And I want to bring something up to really kind of dig into the context of why I say it's an experiment, why I named this video Executive Order 10925. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this screen up here. Give me 1 quick second. Ba 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 ba. Ba. Executive Order. There we go. What we got here? Okay. Let's add that to the stream. Executive Order 10925. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see that clearly. Okay. And when I look at this, I always look back. When did this shit start? That's what I always wanted to know. When did it start? When did it start? When you go back to Executive Order 10925, signed by President John F. Kennedy. Now we know how long it's been since Kennedy been gone. So this is when it started. Required government contractors to take affirmative action to ensure that applicants are employed and that employees are treated during employment without regard to their race, creed, color, or national origin. It established President's Committee on Equal Employment Opportunity, which was chaired by the Vice President, Lyndon Johnson. So we know who that is, who eventually became the president. Vice Chair and Secretary of Labor, Arthur Goldberg, was in charge of the committee's operations. The first implementation of affirmative action was intended to give equal opportunities in the workforce to all citizens and not give special treatment to those discriminated against. Well, we see how well that went. We see how well that went, right? I mean, ain't nobody ever really rocked with affirmative action except the people that it benefited. And truthfully, it never benefited Black people in its totality. It actually benefited white women more than it benefited anybody. And there's documented proof for that, okay? There's documented proof that affirmative action helped white women more than it ever helped Black Americans, American Blacks, American freedmen, okay? It may have even helped Black immigrants better than it helped American freedmen, all right? We have been the anchor of this country, and we are still the anchor of this country, okay? And that's why when I put this up here, a lot of people don't understand what this is. But you have to look at it. At the bottom, you've got the Black American man, you got the Black American woman. Then you rise it up, then you've got Hispanics, you got Black immigrants. Then you go up, you got Middle Easterns, you got Asians, you got Indians. Then you go up, and then you've got the white power infrastructure, you know, and it's peppered with American Jewish folks, and it's peppered with the LGBTQIAP, and it's peppered with white supremacy. And I'm not saying that American Jewish people are white supremacists, and I'm not saying that LGBT people are white supremacists, but I'm just saying. But when we go back into the executive order is what it is now. It is what it is. Following passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which went into effect a year later, July 2nd, 1965, and President Johnson's executive order of 11246, which was signed on September 24th, 1965, the committee's functions were divided between the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the Office of Federal Contract Compliance. Divided. Opponents of the PCEEO and the Executive Order 10925 included Senator J. Lister Hill, segregationist, Democrat. This is in 1965. Segregationist Democrat. So you trying to tell me less than 60 years that we done got rid of all the bigoted Democrats? No, we ain't. We ain't got rid of all the bigoted Democrats. We're not going to get rid of all the bigoted Democrats. One of the biggest bigoted Democrats is the President of the United States. We're going to talk a little bit more about him when we get to talking about Uncle Clarence from Alabama, who was claimed that the committee and the executive orders were overreaches by the federal government into the private business of America. Ain't that a bitch? The private business of America. How is it federal overreach into the private business of America? Isn't federal government American? Isn't federal government over private businesses in America? You see how they separate the two? Just like they used to separate black people from white people. And I'm not saying that we need to be integrated, especially if this was going to happen to us. See, a lot of people think that I'm pro-integration. They think I'm pro-integration because I got beige babies. They think I'm pro-integration because I currently have a non-American freedman woman. Nobody ever said nothing when the woman on my arm was darker than me. Nobody ever said nothing. They only say something when she's lighter than me. But you know what I say when I see that? Fuck y'all. Y'all really don't matter to me when y'all talk about that. Because whoever I've had on my arm, I've only had probably one ever on my arm that wasn't thorough and wasn't really down for the family that I was trying to build. So y'all can talk about her all you want. And she black as night. I don't give a fuck. But it's not about who you horizontal with, it's who you vertical with. And see, a lot of people don't get that madness out here. A lot of people don't get that madness. That's okay. I don't care. I'm not here to teach people on relationships. I ain't Kevin Samuels. So I ain't here to teach people on relationships. Y'all can stay with Steve Harvey and all them other niggas on that shit. I'm not here for that. Okay, what I'm here for is the real message and the upliftment of American freedmen, American blacks, black Americans, and for you, brother Apollo St. Charles, FBA. So we're gonna rock with it. Biden supported Supreme Court Justice Thomas. Oh yeah, you know, brother, we're gonna get into that. Look at brother Trey out there jumping the shark. Look at brother Trey out there jumping the shark. Just to let you know where I'm at with this thing, brother Trey. Just to let you know where I'm at with this thing. I'm already locked and loaded, baby. I'm already locked and loaded. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. So yeah, I just want to get through this whole American injustice that has happened with the affirmative action situation. I want to get past it. Okay. So let's get past it. And what I want to do now that we've done that, let's literally bring up the affirmative action. I'm gonna go into Wikipedia because I got it all loaded here. Give me one quick second. Hold on one second. Yeah. Share this tab instead. I think I can go there. I think I just learned that. I've been going through some training on StreamYard so I can be a little bit more seamless, be a little bit quicker on these things because, you know, I'm really not the button pusher. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not the button pusher. I'm the guy with the mic, you know, and I know how to put things into this microphone and make things happen. But as far as pushing these buttons, I'm old, y'all. I'm not technically savvy the way I used to be. At one time, I was pretty damn good at pressing the buttons, but I let myself fall out of line with things. And that's just because life happens. Kids came and, you know, I'm at where I'm at now. But I'm getting a little bit faster with all this software, so y'all just bear with me. But this right here is the affirmative action in United States. And what I did was I just went right to Wikipedia because it's going to give me the most concise information the quickest way. I can go all into all kinds of different stuff, you know, us.gov, this, that. No. Let me just go to Wikipedia. Let me get this information because a lot of people get their information from Wikipedia because a lot of it's just copied and pasted from the governmental sites. So affirmative action in the United States consists of government-mandated, government-approved, and voluntary private programs granting special consideration to historically excluded groups, black folks. Let's be honest, Affirmative action doesn't come along if we hadn't had the plight that we've had in this country. I can't stand when people come in and think that affirmative action was created for Asians, that affirmative action was created for Latinos, that affirmative action was created for Arabs. No, it was created because of black folks, specifically racial minorities or women. You see that? Excluded groups, specifically racial minorities or women. How did women get thrown into this? If you black and you're a black woman, you was considered a racial minority. How did women get thrown into this? This is why I said white women got shoehorned into affirmative action instantaneously. Just nobody paid attention to it. The programs tended to focus on access to education. And that's what everybody's really upset about, is because they know that the landscape of college entry is going to change a lot. And employment. The impetus towards affirmative action was redressing the disadvantages associated with past and present discrimination. Further impetus is a desire to ensure public institutions such as universities, hospitals, and police forces are more representative of the populations they serve. Now, before I go all into this, just look at the yellow. Look at the yellow on the map. Can you see the yellow on the map? The yellow on the map is already states that have banned affirmative action. And y'all know I'm in the mitten. The state that looks like a mitten. Y'all know where I'm at in Michigan, right? Michigan had banned affirmative action years ago. 2006 to be exact. 2006. So when people talk about Michigan being a really, 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 really liberal place to live, okay, it is, but affirmative action was banned in 2006. Let's see what it's talking. What'd you say there, Apollo? Katanji also left us hanging too. Yes, she did. She didn't speak up enough. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So what we've got right now is American freedmen outside looking in again, because this is going to directly affect us first. Affirmative action is going to directly affect us first because it was built for us. Now, if you tear down the structure that was built for us, even though other people have benefited off it greatly since its inception, now what do you have? Brother Tony D up in here. Oh yeah, we about to kick the Coke can Clarence down the street, Brother Tony D. So you just sit back and relax. And if you at work or if you at home, I know it's too early for you to have that peach crown, but you do your thing. Hopefully you got you some coffee. You know, we up here doing our thing this morning with the Bucks. Okay. So yes, 9 states. Also go all the way to the far left. Go all the way to the far left. Look at affirmative action out in California. Everybody thinks California is roses and sunshine and all that. Affirmative action been banned in California for years. 1996. 1996. So when you start thinking of these places, you know, that you would think are liberal, that you would think are friendly to folks that look like me and some of you and most of you in here. No. What you say that, Brother Michael? You said here in Cali, affirmative action was banned in 2009. American Freemen's Gen Xers of Michigan and Cali took the hit first. Yeah. You say that, Brother Trey? I blame all the black Democrats who supported the student loan forgiveness. We should have been doing reparations. Absolutely. Student loan forgiveness is not transformative wealth, simply because everybody doesn't have student loans. Every single black American freedman did not go to college. So therefore, you might forgive some of the monies for some of the people, not even most of the people, just a few of the people. But that is not transformative wealth. That's just one less bill that a lot of people weren't going to pay anyway. So you got your student loans forgiven. You weren't going to pay them anyway. And for the people that were paying them, God bless you. I'm glad you got some relief. But a lot of people don't even pay their student loans. Let's be honest. A lot of people don't even pay their student loans. They'll go through their whole life and not pay their student loans off. But they try to act like that was some type of transformative policy for black Americans, American blacks, American freedmen. That's bullshit. All that did was move the needle for white folks. All that did was move the needle for immigrants that came into this country and acquired those student loans, not even being American citizens. Let's kick the ballistics. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Student loan forgiveness was not for us. It was for them, and it could be any of them. It was not for us. Good to see you home, bruh. Good to see you home. You need and deserve a day off. Spend some time with them babies, man. Spend some time with them babies. Take some personal time for yourself. But yes, student loan forgiveness did nothing for us. And you got all these Democrats trying to make it look like they're doing something for us. They know what corrects Black America. They know what fixes Black America. Recompense, a total full schedule of reparations. Because I'm not just talking about the Publishers Clearinghouse check that everybody thinks that Black folks gonna get when they get reparations. We need a whole landscape of policy and legislation, starting with executive protection. We are not a protected people out here. And I always say, yes, we need to protect ourselves before anybody else protects us, when we are not protected federally the way other people are who are not even citizens of this country. How you gonna protect immigrants or even illegals more than you protect the people who built this country? American Blacks, Black Americans, American freedmen. And everybody that's checking out the live, I appreciate you. I see the numbers going up and down. I appreciate you. If you're hearing something good, please give me a like. I'd like to see at least a couple more thumbs up in the next couple seconds while I take this little sip of coffee. You see Apollo St. Charles? The trick, look like you're doing something without doing anything. I like that. That's all it is. That's the Democratic way. Make it look like you doing something when you ain't doing nothing at all. People don't understand why I be at people's helmets so bad around the county. Because I don't like all the flossing. I don't like all the singing and the dancing up in the videos. Come to death row. I don't like it. Do something substantive or don't do nothing at all. You niggas out here that just like to clown for the cameras, that's crazy to me. You like to make it look like you're doing something. You like to make people feel good. Throw them a turkey, throw them a bag of groceries. I get all that shit in context, but that can't be the grade. We had flat out killers, gangsters giving out turkeys in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. But we now 2023 and we still giving out turkeys. We still giving out hams. We ain't even raising the cattle and the fowl and the shit on our own farms. We going to get free turkeys. We getting turkeys donated to us. How come? Because we're not fighting for repair. We're just fighting to stay alive. That's all we're doing is fighting to stay alive. And I've fought to stay alive my whole life and done pretty damn good at it. I want more. I want more for my people. I want more for our people. California is liberal on paper, but right-wingers have the threshold in all of the affluent areas in the state. Absolutely. Where there's money, there's conservative people. Where there's money, there's conservative people. Where there ain't no money, you generally find liberal people. The liberals run the major cities that are saturated with illegals and cutthroats. Yes. They allowing people to come here. And I don't care how they travel here, whether they swim here, dig here, fly here, run here, drive here. They're allowing people to come into this country and achieve the status higher than that of those that have been in this country for hundreds of years. And it ain't like Black folks ain't worked hard. No, every time we get, you steal. Every time we make, you take. But you allow somebody to come in and you put them up in a 3, 4, 5-star hotel. You feed them, you feed their babies. You put them in school. You work to get them housing. You work to get them jobs. But the people that are right here on this earth, the whole time, you negate. How dare you? How dare you? So yes, I appreciate everybody that's in here checking out the live. And as we move forward with this, just think, affirmative action included the use of racial quotas until the Supreme Court ruled that those quotas were unconstitutional. Affirmative action currently tends to emphasize not specific quotas, but rather targeted goals. See, this is what I talk about with targeting Black. America is always really good with targeting Black folks. We get targeted a lot. And I'm not talking about a target as if somebody is shooting at us, but I kind of am. We are targeted, but we never control the target. We never control the aim. We're just targeted to address past, and I'm gonna speak more on that in just a minute, to address past discrimination in a particular institution or in a broader society through good faith efforts to identify, select, and train potentially qualified minorities and women. For example, many higher education institutions have voluntarily adopted policies which seek to increase recruitment of racial minorities. Outreach campaigns, targeted recruitment, employee and management development, and employee support programs are examples of affirmative action in employment. Now, when you think of stuff like that, I understand why white folks got mad about that. But the crazy thing is, when we tried to compete for jobs back in the day, they killed us, they ran us out, they burned us out. But then when they put policy and legislation in place to make it easier, because it was no guarantee that we were going to get these jobs, but when it made it easier for us to get these jobs, then what happens? They get mad because we coming to get these jobs. How you gonna get mad because we coming to get jobs that y'all don't want, that y'all don't want to compete for? When they couldn't compete because of the skills that we carried and the lack of skills that they carried, they did what they always do. They got into that mob mentality. And we currently know mob mentality is January 6th. January 6th will always be etched in our minds, as what happened at the tour. I call it the tour now because they said they was on a tour. They was just really there to do a tour. Maybe it's just in my mind.
In my mind.
So when I talk about situations like this, I have other situations already layered up in my mind. In my mind. I don't want nobody else to have to think like this. I think like this so y'all don't have to think like this. I have a very multi-level mind thinking process. And I know that they do the things that they do to try to throw us off, to try to give us another obstacle. That's why I said we stay focused on repair. They can't stop us. If the Democrats want to keep coming with these nothing burgers, with every single piece of legislation, that's why our politicians that are local, when they be up in Lansing, they be passing bills that really don't have anything directly to do with us, and y'all sit there and forward that shit and share that shit and laud Jeff Irwin and laud Felicia Brayback and laud, and Jimmy Wilson's now in the wheel. All these people that are up in Lansing, y'all laud these people that don't have policies directly affecting you. Y'all crazy as fuck. But see, I know how a lot of these people got put in play. I know how the dream team got put in play, because you got nothing ass niggas over here in Ypsi, in Ann Arbor, predominant parts of the county that are making way to say, hey, just give us these little pittance. Give us these coins. We just need these coins and we gonna make things better in our areas. No, you're not. No, you're gonna make things better for you. You're gonna have personal uplift, but you're not gonna have collective uplift. Giving out turkeys ain't no fucking uplift. Giving out backpacks ain't no personal uplift. Ain't no collective uplift. I'm sorry. That's personal uplift. That makes you feel good. Because I'm not shitting on back to school projects. I'm not shitting, on people receiving free food. I'm shitting on the strategy to think that that's it, that that's all we can do. 3-on-3 tournaments. We're doing hot dogs, hot dogs and potato chips at the park. Fuck that. Is anybody moving over, letting the kids learn how to work the grill, start the grill, so they can learn how to feed themselves at least? When y'all giving these turkeys away, y'all showing them how to cook them turkeys, how to cut them turkeys up, clean them, cut them up, season them, whatever. Y'all doing any of that? No, y'all just send them on their way. We'll see you next holiday so we can feel good about ourselves. This is crazy. And this is the quintessential Democratic way. We're going to make you feel good. We're going to make it sound good. We're going to make it look good, but ain't shit good. Ain't shit sweet out here. It really ain't. You know. But yeah, let's get back into this affirmative action thing so we can push forward and we talk about the detriment that Uncle Clarence has caused here and why I fully blame his wife, because his wife has been his anchor for years, since like what, 1987? Like 1987 they've been together, and she's basically led him through this whole Supreme Court life that he's lived, and he's made bad decision after bad decision. But look at all the states, man. Look at all the states. 9 states have banned affirmative action. California, Washington. Rescinded in 22. Says Washington was rescinded in 22. I didn't know about that. That's good. Florida. Now I expect Florida. We already know who leads Florida. You know, Ron the Devil. We already know who leads Florida. I expected Florida. Florida been filed. Florida has been filed. You know, you can go there with your family and go to Disneyland, go to SeaWorld, go all there. You know, you can go to all those little fairy tale places. Venture off into like real Florida. Florida don't like us down there. So y'all got to be careful when y'all go down there and travel and stuff. Hell, I don't even know if you really want to give Florida your money. What we need to do is drain Florida. We need to drain Florida and stop going there. Let Disney get up out the paint. Let Disney move to another state. Florida will suck dry like a Capri Sun in a 3-year-old's mouth. Yep, done. Bye. Nebraska. Yeah, I expect Nebraska too. Arizona, you know Arizona. They didn't want to salute Martin Luther King's day. So you know Arizona. All these states are quintessential states where you already knew bigotry, you know, lived and lived well. New Hampshire, 2012. Oklahoma, expected. Idaho, expected. Florida's ban was via an executive order, and New Hampshire and Idaho's ban were passed by the legislature. The other 6 bans were approved at the ballot. At the ballot. At the ballot. So you got to understand, people voted down affirmative action. Y'all better know where y'all living. Y'all better know who y'all living with. Affirmative action policies were developed to address long histories of discrimination faced by minorities and women, which reports suggested produced corresponding unfair advantages for whites and males. They first emerged from debates over non-discrimination policies in the 1940s and during the Civil Rights Movement. These debates led to federal executive orders requiring non-discrimination in the employment policies of some government agencies and contractors in the 1940s and onward into the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited racial discrimination in firms with over 25 employees. That's pretty much everywhere, right? The first federal policy of race-conscious affirmative action was the revised Philadelphia Plan implemented in 1969, which required certain government contractors to set goals and timetables for integrating and diversifying their workforce. We never hear about stuff like that around the country. And I think any big corporation should be put on a quarterly watch. Any big corporation should be put on a quarterly watch that does business with the government to make sure that they are integrating and diversifying their workforce for American blacks, Black Americans, American freedmen. Anybody else that comes in after that, get in line. Get in line. I'm not putting anybody before me. I'm not saying people of color. I'm not saying BIPOC. I'm not saying black and brown people, because that's not what I believe in. What I believe in is get in line. That's what I believe in. And if you don't believe in that, you ain't really got to be here, dog. You really ain't got to be here. You know that's his name, the stank ass. Yeah. You don't have to be here. When you come here voluntarily, you don't get the right to jump in front of me, and I've been here the whole time and I'm standing in line working for mine. You don't get to jump in front of me, but you do if the Democrats lobby for it. If the Democrats lobby for you to jump in front of me and mine, then that's why the Democrats need to crumble. We need to be looking at more independent sources for political fare. We have to walk away from the Democrats. If they're going to walk away from us, we've got to walk away from them. Let's part ways amicably. I'm not saying that Cornel West is our cure-all, but damn it, if Cornel is going to get his afro together and say, look, if I can get the American freedman population behind me, I know he doesn't use that term. He may use ADOS. He may use Black American. He may use American Negro. I don't know what Cornel really uses. I know he uses a pick. I know Cornel uses a pick. What Cornel use? Cornel uses this. I know Cornel uses this. And if Cornel want to use this, if he want to use this, you know what I'm saying? Then he needs to come back home. Cornel needs to come on back home, because we can give him the platform. We can give him the voting base. We can make them Democrats start to talking. Cornel goes and pulls 35, 40 million people over to his side because he starts talking about repair. We already know he can pull people from the Democrats, but what he really might do is be able to pull people from the Republicans too. He can pull people from the Democrats, but if he pulls people from the Republicans, that's when shit gets real greasy out here. That's when we really need to start talking about it. And that's when people like Uncle Clarence, that's when people like Uncle Clarence really gonna start thinking. And he ain't gonna be asking no more, who put the pubic hair in my Coke can? Yeah, okay. Okay, Uncle Clarence. You know, your nasty ass. I'd like to see what Jamal looks like now. I ain't never seen Clarence Thomas's son, but the fact that he named his son Jamal back in the day, I'd like to see what Jamal looks like. Jamal. Yeah, we've only ever heard about his nephew. He don't talk about that son that he had way back in the day. He don't talk about that son named Jamal. Clarence, he cosplayed us, man. He cosplayed us. Up there reading all them Malcolm X books, wearing dashikis and kufi caps and shit, making us think he was for us. Way back in the day. Following the Black Panther Party, all to end up like this. All to end up like this. The biggest downgrade in history. Affirmative action helped you get into Harvard, but now you want to kill affirmative action. Now you want to kill affirmative action. Affirmative action helped you get into an Ivy League school. You raggedy ass nigga. How you gonna do stuff like that? I mean, when I hear him talk, at the end of every single time I hear him talk, it's like,
Did you say nigga?
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Anybody that be talking that greasy shit towards us, anybody that's talking that greasy shit.
Did you say nigga?
I'm not letting up no more, y'all. I let up before. I never gave up, but I let up. Now we got to stay on these cats' necks. We taking headshots now. We hitting in the helmet. This ain't the NFL. We can do headshots because they need to be concussed. They need to be concussed. They need to be dizzy. They need to be sat on the sidelines and go through concussion protocol and never be given clearance to play again. And that's clearance, not Clarence. Yeah, we need to have clearance, not have clearance. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm gonna fuck with these words. No, I'm gonna fuck with these words. So it is what it is. But Clarence Thomas has been literally a thorn in Black American side for years. 4 years, y'all. He's not just a current downgrade. He's been a downgrade. He was a downgrade during this period. He was a downgrade during this period. Who put the pubic hair in my Coke can? Clarence. Anita Hill, a brilliant mind, very intelligent, very articulate, put together, She's a beautiful sister. People didn't really understand because we saw Anita Hill at that time. We saw Anita Hill in such a troubled state. And we really didn't know Anita Hill. You know what I'm saying? We saw this Anita Hill. This was the Anita Hill we saw. But she was a beautiful woman back then. And I was talking to my cousins last night. She reminded me of my stepmother. You know, my father got married back in the late 80s to a sister from down south. And we all from down south, but she was from Augusta, Georgia. And Sophia, she was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chocolate sister, you know. And hell, she was closer to my age than she was my dad's age. It was so funny. My daddy was just like that. Hey, I'm my daddy's son, understand that, but I never go where he went with that. But beautiful sister. And she was an intelligent sister, you know, an HBCU graduate, a Delta and all that, you know. But when I look at Anita Hill, I see my stepmother, my former stepmother. Well, I guess she was my stepmother. She's not a former, you know, and she was a mother figure to me, right? And Anita Hill, this is the imagery that we always get of Anita Hill. You know, this is the drawback. This is the drawback. They show our women at this state. Got the microphones all up in her face. But she was put together. Every day of those hearings, she was put together. And Brother Trey, I'm going to go all the way back up a little bit because I ain't got a whole lot of people. In here. Let me go back where Trey said. There we go. Let's put that on Sister Anita right there. Biden supported Supreme Court Justice Thomas. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Biden's been poisonous. Biden's been treacherous. He's been dangerous to Black Americans. And what people still don't know to this day, because a lot of people never really dug into this history, and it's shame on you. How you gonna say you stand up for Anita Hill and you really don't know this history? There were bunches, I'm saying bunches of witnesses that were ready to testify on her behalf, and Biden blocked them. Biden blocked every single witness Anita Hill had. Credible witnesses, he blocked them and made sure that Clarence Thomas became a Supreme Court justice. Anita Hill told the truth. She never lied. She never lied. But Biden made it look like she was lying. He discredited her in his way and elevated Uncle Clarence. He downgraded Anita Hill to be a liar, to be perpetuating falsehoods. And at the end of the day, I blame her. I blame who's in that background right there. Oh, yes, I do. It's her fault. It's her fault. Because if she's looking at this and she's listening to this the way Clarence was so intently, she knew goddamn well who her man was. She knew who he was and sat around and said nothing. See, this is what I say to white women. I say this all the time. White women, don't take that black dick. Don't take that black dick if you ain't gonna support that black dick. Yeah, I know I don't like to get greasy with my verbiage like this a lot, but this is what I have to say to all white women. Don't take that black dick if you ain't gonna support that black dick. And when I say support it, I ain't talking about holding it. No, I'm not talking about facilitating it for your personal gain, to make you feel good. Make you feel good like Halle Berry and Monsters Ball. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't take that black dick if you ain't gonna support that black dick, because the only way you support that black dick is you do right by that black dick. And you support what you support, and that's the black man, because he comes with that black dick. And Clarence Thomas went the other direction for Black American. Maybe he was already on his way. But hell, he did have a kid named Jamal. So maybe he was in the right frame of mind at one time. But not with Jenny. When he got with Jenny, he went the other way. Sister Ann, what's good with you? How you doing today? This is what powerful men do to women who say something. Yes, absolutely. They are minimized. They are marginalized. They are made a fool of. And then they are cast aside. And I blame her. I blame her. I mean, I put all the blame on Clarence, but she was holding him down back then. And she knew good and well that Anita Hill was telling the truth. She knew good and well that she was telling the truth. She knew she was telling the truth so much that she was bold enough to call Anita Hill. She was bold enough to call Anita Hill and tell her she should apologize. Just because he won the hearing didn't mean he was telling the truth, bitch. You knew he wasn't telling the truth. My brother Black Seed. I saw the princess this morning with her freedman splendidness. Y'all getting ready for a wedding or something? She is gorgeous. We are blessed to have these beautiful queens to be in our life. She can't be a queen yet because she's yours and you are the king. You are the king. But she'll be a queen one day and you will be the emperor and your wife will be the empress. Absolutely. But we here, man. We here. And I blame her. I blame her, y'all. I fully put the blame on her, as I put the blame on so many white women out here. A lot of white women, they love to get with that black man. They love to get with that black man. They love what he brings to their life. Yes. Multiple orgasms. But are you really there for that black man? Are you really there for that black man? Are you really going to support that black man? You really going to support that black man's family? Because if you're just there to support that black man's genitalia, you really not there for that black man. We know she knew. And if women don't stick together, it's easy to divide and conquer. Absolutely. Absolutely. She knew he was wrong, but she was trying to get elevated because she knew what elevation was going to do. He was trying to get a job that you can't get kicked off of. How you not gonna back him? I get it. I get why she backed him. But once it was all said and done, for her to continue her assault of Anita Hill, no, I'm sorry. But this woman told the truth. She sat under oath and sat under that scrutiny and that belittling and that berating. And Joe Biden led it all. He led that hearing and he led Clarence Thomas to the Supreme Court. But I'm so glad she made it. I'm so glad she made it. I ain't Marvin Sapp, but I'm so glad she made it. And she remained beautiful. She remained strong. Her mind stayed together. Her mind stayed together. So thankful for that. So thankful for that. Because she could have went crazy. We could have read the headlines one day that she decided to take her own life because of all the pressure, because of the embarrassment, the insults. She could have took her own self out because so many do. So many people are weakened to the point where they just can't stand the pressure and they take themselves out. That's why I fight for repair of our people. Because everybody ain't as strong. Everybody ain't as strong as the next. And that's why we lose so many people to drugs and to alcohol. That's why we lose so many people to dropping to the detriment of crime. I get why some people out here committing crimes. I do. I get why some people out here committing crimes of desperation. I do. She was the flower girl at her cousin's wedding. Okay. Beautiful picture of her, man. I love to see kids they happy. And when they get dressed up, I love to see them when they get dressed up. That's a beautiful picture, man. That's a beautiful picture. Speaking of beautiful pictures, I'm a switch gears. Y'all know how I do. I'm got that boomerang gang. We're gonna stay cooking on Uncle Clarence. But this was something that I thought about. I thought about, and I wanted to bring this up You know, not so much to just showcase me, but I wanted to show something of how we are targeted as a people. Y'all know this is my boo thing. This is my baby. This is my Lulu, right? And y'all see that shirt she has on. Lulu's only 3. She about to be 4. You know, she about to be 4. You know, and she don't know from a can of paint who Christopher Wallace is. She don't know from a can of paint who Notorious B.I.G. is. She don't know from a can of paint who Biggie Smalls is. She don't. But you know who does? Ray. Ray knows who Biggie Smalls is. Ray knows who Notorious B.I.G. is. Ray knows who Christopher Wallace is. And on Father's Day, she put that shirt on for me. She wore that shirt for Grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of Grandpa's favorite rap artists. Because that came up in when Grandpa was out here doing his thing. Like really doing his thing, right? So Ray knows me, and she knows what makes me happy. Therefore, she transfers that energy through my grandbabies. She's done other stuff like that with my grandson Caleb. I'm sure she'll do other stuff like that with my grandson Bryson, because they are images of me. They are mini me's. They are mini me's because mine are mini me's. I'm the executive producer. And my mini me's are the executive producers of their productions, and I'm now co-producers. So you got to understand, this thing don't work without the roots. And I'm the root of that tree that produced the flower that produced her. And when I talk about black targets, this shirt right here, Lulu don't know who Biggie Smalls is. And that shirt right there, that wasn't no special order shirt. That shirt came from Target, y'all. That shirt came from Target. Old Navy's got a whole slew of old hip hop icons, Biggie Smalls and all of them. You know, you can find this stuff online. You can find it in the retail outlets. Why are they still pushing Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur and all these people 30 years after? Why? Because they know we'll buy it. They know that's our culture. But we're not the only ones buying stuff like that. Old Navy ain't gonna put shirts on the rack for black people to buy them. Target ain't gonna put shirts on the rack for black people to buy them. They know other people are gonna buy these shirts. They know white people gonna buy these shirts. They know Latino people gonna buy these shirts. They know Arabic people gonna buy these shirts. They know Asian people gonna buy these shirts. They're gonna buy all the stuff. They're gonna buy all the stuff from the culture that we built. We built these cultures. And now we don't even own these cultures, but we built them and we keep them alive. That's why I come for repair. If a nickel bag gets sold in the park, I want in Frank White. And I ain't talking about Biggie Smalls Frank White. I'm talking about Christopher Walken Frank White in The King of New York. So that type of situation goes right to this type of situation. The American hierarchy. The Black American man and woman, we are a bottom caste. And they have strategically elevated Hispanic folks and Black immigrants over us. When I say strategically, it's because they give them the resources that they've never given us. That's strategic. That's purposeful. Then you have your Indian, your Middle Eastern, your Asian American population. They're elevated above them. And then you have the white infrastructure, whether it be American Jewish folks, Germans, Irish, anybody that they've elevated above us. And they've even elevated the LGBTQIAP infrastructure above us, which is mostly Caucasian. And this isn't to say anything negative. I'm gonna stop putting them addendums on my words because I already know where my heart is when I say these things. I just say that stuff for the new folks. Because we get new folks that pass by and be wondering, what's he talking about? What's he yelling about? No, I ain't against nobody, but I am for somebody. I know who I am. And I'm not going to go down these roads of whether it be Moors or Hebrew Israelites or Nation of Islams. I'm not into any of those factions of people a lot of times that separate us. Out of everybody, I think the Moors, I've seen the Moors be more on a collective spirit. Hebrew Israelites, they're separatists. The Nation of Islam, they're definitely separatists. I'm not saying they're not for Black Americans, but they're separatists in the way of they're not with unifying for reparations. You got people out here still think that we can just plant our own food. Man, why don't we just plant our own vegetables and fruit, raise our own cattle? With what? With what? We ain't got no land. We ain't got no land. Where your 40 acres at? If every Black American at the time that we were eligible for it had gotten their 40 acres, I probably wouldn't be even making this video right now. Good morning, Sister Cynthia. Good morning. Dr. Cynthia. Let me get that right. I got to get that etched in my mind. Because when I say Sister Cynthia, I'm just saying it out of a personal aspect. But I got to get Dr. Cynthia etched in my mind.
In my mind.
So where we are right now, you know me. You know me. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. I ain't got no weapon. What we doing up here is we are dancing in circles. If we think that the nation gonna save us, if we think that the Hebrew Israelites gonna save us, if we even think that the Moors are gonna save us, and all of these groups that have their own factions of people. Because you notice how I did not say Pan-Africanist. I did not say Pan-Africanist because they are totally gone. Pan-Africanists have been rendered useless in American society as far as I'm concerned. They doing some clown shit out here with this reparations movement too. They doing some real clown shit. They talking about people that got here in 1995 deserve the same as people who were here in 1865. Okay. You got over here in 1995 and you want to jump in the reparations line? Fuck out of here. I don't even need you to get in line. This isn't a cause that you can get in line on. You don't qualify for this. This is like me going to see an R-rated movie and a kid getting in line with me. You know what I'm saying? Me going to see an R-rated movie and a kid getting in line. You know what I'm gonna say to that kid?
Kid, get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm gonna say to that kid. When that kid jumps in line and I'm in a line with an R-rated movie, the first thing I'm gonna look to do, I'm gonna say, kid, where your parents at? Oh, my mama let me come to this movie. No. Where's your mama at? She bought the ticket and she left.
Kid, get the fuck out of here. Right now.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Kids do not belong in grown folks' business, just like immigrants do not belong in American freedmen business, just like diaspora people do not belong in American freedmen business. I'm not going for it. You shouldn't go for it either. And any white American who does not side with reason, because this is reason. This is reasons like Philip Bailey was singing it. And I can't hit that high note, so I ain't even gonna try. But the reasons that we hear, the reasons that we hear is because the white infrastructure put us here. And every time we've climbed out, they've whack-a-moled us. Every time American freedmen have climbed out of the hole, white American infrastructure has whack-a-moled us. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. And now we got the first Black woman vice president who's now the most influential Asian in the world.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit Black people. No.
Iron Physique done came in with a paragraph. Let's hit it. With all respect to the Nation of Islam, but the organization is still caught in the past with the do for self mentality when we have diminishing neighborhoods, hence gentrification. Absolutely. And I'm gonna say it for you, shaking my motherfucking head. I know you just said shake my head, but I'm gonna say the MF too. I respect the elder. I respect Minister Farrakhan. I really do. I've been to a couple of his Savior Days in Detroit. I went to some entrepreneur conferences that he led in Detroit. I respect the brother. I really do respect the brother. And I believe that he's kept more brothers out of prison than anybody else in American history. I believe he's kept brothers out of prison, and I believe he's taken brothers who were in prison and put them in play. Farrakhan knows you can't be no role model if you're a criminal, and he knows how you're going to be looked at in society. So what he does, he brings you into his fold, and he makes you viable within the nation. I respect that. I cannot not respect that. You know what I'm saying? I cannot not respect that. But what I can't respect is that people think that the do for self mentality works in its totality. I am not against doing for self. I am a serial entrepreneur. I love running my own business, breaking my own buck. I love that. But I also understand that that can't always play out when you got to feed your family. Sometimes you need other people to be able to help facilitate what you need to do to take care of your family. And I ain't too proud to work, but I'm too proud to beg, but I ain't too proud to work. I'll get at it if I need to get at it. And this is why I said for us out here working in our communities, we got to start at the root. And the root is these children. We can't wait for them to commit crimes and say, oh, we're going to try to keep them from committing another crime. No, we need to stop them from committing a crime at all, because we know what the justice system does to us once we on paper. We know what the justice system does to us once we on paper. We are less than. We are less than. I just had a conviction dropped off my record that was been on my record for 31 years, y'all. 31 years. Now I'm looking at having one that's been on my record for 33 years fall off. Had something on there for 31 years, y'all, that plagued me. But this thing with expungement, you need that. You need to have a clean name out here. I don't need to have a clean name so people know I'm clean, because people know anything that I did back in the day, I can explain, and I didn't hurt no children. I didn't hurt no children. Hell, even I got a child abuse conviction, but it wasn't of the sexual nature. No, I had to discipline my child because she was out of pocket. And if I had to do it all over again to get her right, I'd probably have to do it all over again. I can't be less than a man. Because I know that there were other evil forces in play. The reason why I caught that case. My ex-wife, my baby mama. I get it. I totally understand. But I take full responsibility what I did. Did I raise that strap? Absolutely. Did she catch 30 minutes of the craziest ass whooping that she could have caught? She caught 30 seconds of the craziest ass whooping that she could have caught. Yes, I did. I admit it. The judge knows I admitted it. He told me I was an abuser. He told me I shouldn't have ever even took the deal. He said, you shouldn't have took this. This shouldn't even be in my court. But he signed off on it because he understood. If this man says he is, who I think he is, he'll be all right down the line. Thank you, Sister Ann. We are a bottom caste, and folks have understood that we do not create our social detriments of health. We absolutely do not. That's all I was doing, Sister Cynthia. That's all I was doing. And like I said, given a set of circumstances that would have been different, had I not had that cancer in my house, no, we wouldn't be sitting here today doing the same thing. Maybe doing it in a different way. I'd still be speaking out. I might still be mic'd up, but we wouldn't be talking about the same things. But I talk about these things so other people don't have to go through the things that I went through. Make sure your rider is a ride or dier, and not just a rider, not just on your back, because they will break your back. They will break your back. So we 80 minutes in this thing, y'all. We 80 minutes in this thing. And as we work through, and we talk about affirmative action, as people, do we need affirmative action? I think we need it in certain structures. Absolutely. I think we need it in certain structures. simply because we've still got too many people who are opposing to it. I'm not saying we need it globally across the board, because facts are facts. And cream rises, and that's what they've never really liked. Because a lot of people who fought affirmative action, they're wondering already how they're going to get affirmative action when they're doing so well. What they were doing, we were doing well in their eyes because we were doing better than many of them. A lot of people don't like affirmative action because they already know if you give them an even playing surface, they're automatically going to do better than us. They've done better than us even when they've been beneath us. You got to understand, 20 years out of slavery, we had our own spaces all over this country where we were breaking our own bucks, running our own businesses. We had schools, we had post offices, general stores, grocery stores, barber shops, hair salon. We had all that. 20 years out of slavery. How do we not have that almost 200 years out of slavery? How do we not have that? We just got tired. We just said, oh, we ain't gonna do shit. We ain't gonna do nothing else. We ain't gonna do nothing else. We got this far, we ain't gonna do nothing else. Fuck it. No. No. And anybody that says different, you know they a fool. You know they a clown. You know they a clown. You got these kids out here wilding in the streets, shooting up everything and everybody. Come on, man. Where does that come from? That comes from a lack of resources. If you got children out here living in desperation, what do you think the adults are doing? And I'm not putting all the faults on the children ever. I told you it starts at the root. It starts with the parenting. It starts with the parenting. And if the parenting's not right, that's who needs the support. That's who needs the eval. Because we allow people to continue to reproduce the same bad situations. Not bad children, bad situations. We got to start with the parents, and we got to hold the parents accountable, y'all. If we don't hold the parents accountable, we can't hold the kids accountable. They kids, y'all. They kids. Even the ones that are over 18. Look, man, scientifically, I still say a kid ain't really an adult till he's about 27, 28 years old. You think about when you was in your mid-20s. Most of us, when in our mid-20s, we were still doing goofy ass shit because we wasn't fully developed. We wasn't fully developed. We might have been doing some real grown man, grown woman shit out here, but we still made that goofy ass mistake. Why? Because we weren't fully developed, y'all. We weren't fully developed. I'm trying to tell you. I left my phone down so I wouldn't get distracted. Oh, yeah. So recently we've had these situations in the county. And this is for anybody that stayed with me. I know a lot of people that come into these streams. If I'm not talking specifically about the village, they tune out. They don't think that the message is really necessarily for them, but it is absolutely for them. But we've been talking on the situations that have gone on in the village. And there was this shooting that happened on the 26th. 4 affected, 2 murdered, 2 hospitalized. Then there was a 5th student. All were Ann Arbor Public School present or former students. And from what I know, they went to some of the conventional schools and then they went to the alternative schools that we have here in the county. I appreciate y'all sending that to me, so it reminded me to talk about this. In the previous streams, I talked about how there had not been anything spoken from the district. And y'all know every time, and this is not to put the blame on all of Caucasus individuals, but the Caucasus infrastructure, one thing I do know, they look out for one another. When we just had the anti-Semitism situation happen a couple weeks ago, they put out a district-wide email. Then the rabbi stood up and said, we appreciate you putting out the district-wide email, and we got this. We're going to take care of our own. I talked about how the black kid was called nigga by a teacher in the school, and not one black preacher. The NAACP, no black group stood up. The Masons, the Elks, nobody stood up for this black family with this black child that was called nigger in an Ann Arbor public school. Not one. I was the only one speaking on it. You got all these people that got these podcast platforms, you know, they got these internet radio platforms. They got access to WEMU. They got access to WCBN. They got access to CTN. Y'all can get all over the internet talking about all that shit that y'all talk about, but wasn't nobody talking about a black kid being called nigger blatantly in a school in Ann Arbor. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all playing out here. Y'all playing games. Y'all playing up to white folks. I get it. Y'all need that white acceptance. I get it. I put out some shit to a brother a couple of weeks ago. Has it been a couple weeks? I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks ago yet. And he's supposed to get back with me to try to get me in the wheel with some shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. I already know. Because a lot of you niggas like to be the only niggas in the room. I get it. Y'all like to be the only niggas in the room. Why y'all like to be the only niggas in the room? Because y'all don't want nobody stealing y'all shine? Y'all ain't got no shine. Y'all are the shines. Because those rooms need niggas in the room, because they got to be able to talk up diversity. They got to be able to talk up equity. They got to be able to talk up inclusion. And y'all fall right under that shit. Y'all fall right under that DEI guys. Y'all love being the only nigga in the room. No. I've never wanted to be the only nigga in the room, even though I've been the only black man in the room. See, I'm not going to say I'm the only nigga in the room, ever. But I've been the only black man in the room, and all I've ever tried to do was pull more black men in. You ain't never seen me try to pull white folks in before I tried to pull black folks in. But where do I get with that? Where do I get with that? I get disrespect. I get told I'm looking black but talking white. I'm looking, but I ain't out here begging politicians and shit to come through and help me clean up my parks that are gentrified by white people, Asians, and Arabs. How come you don't get the white people, Asians, and Arabs to come clean up the park? Why you need to go get a white politician's bag? Yeah. See, I be watching you niggas. I see how y'all work now. That's why y'all don't want to work with people like me. Y'all think I'm a rabble rouser? No, I call cats cats. And y'all mangy ass cats, I'm calling out. So it is what it is.
Your ass is next.
That's the way I see it. That's what I don't know. A lot of people don't remember that line. Y'all be like,
your ass is next.
Yeah. Anybody that's on that list that wants to be the only nigga in the room, they want to, you know, put their chest out like, hey, I'm doing something out here. You ain't doing shit. You a puppet. Them white people look at you as puppets. They look at you as mascots. Y'all parading around and shit. People don't even know who y'all are. They don't know they got killers in their midst. They don't know they got bank robbers in their midst. They don't know they got child rapists in their midst. Y'all niggas coming and talking about, I got lived experiences. Tell that 70-year-old white woman that you fucked little boys, nigga. Tell that 70-year-old white man that you killed somebody in cold blood, nigga. Go tell middle-aged, elderly white folks that you stuck a gun in a citizen's face and said, give me all your money. Criminals don't go violate criminals, they go violate citizens. And now y'all amongst the citizens, dwelling, living, lurking. Y'all don't get no respect. Y'all don't get no respect. They bring y'all mascots. And Jerry got y'all parading around. I'm dealing with these people with lived experience. They ain't lived experiences. Criminals. And if you re-enter society, re-enter. But don't try to act like you clean. You ain't been washed by the blood of Jesus. You ain't been washed. No, the stain is still on you. So be what you are. And tell kids, don't be like me out here. Don't fuck up like me. That's what you need to do. No, they don't talk about that. Because anytime I get into a situation and I tell kids, hey, I don't look like it. I don't look like the quintessential felon, but I did dumb shit when I was young. And I'm here to help you not do dumb shit when you're young, so you can do great shit when you're old. I don't ever want to see anchors on any of these kids, because that's what it is. A criminal conviction is an anchor. It holds you down. It may not hold you all the way down, because criminal convictions didn't hold me all the way down. So I'm not going to tell a child it's going to hold them all the way down, but what it does, it keeps you from rising all the way to the top. That's what an anchor does. It keeps you from rising all the way to the top. Speaking of rising to the top, that's why I blame her. Because she helped him rise all the way to the top when she knew he was dead ass wrong. And she did it to forsake who? A black woman. One of the most beleaguered figures in this world, a black woman. One of the most abused figures in this world, a black woman. But still one of the most beautiful figures in this world. Appreciate you, sis. See, I don't mean to be up in here with no echo chamber. I don't need everybody giving me the compliments. I just try to acknowledge when y'all throw them, I try to throw them back. I appreciate you. Nobody wants to talk about the real. Nobody really wants to talk about the real. They want to talk about theories, ideologies. I want to talk about the truth. I want to talk about what it is. I want to talk about how we went from third good to no good. How we do this. How we do that there. How we do that there. How we go from third good to no good. You know, you get people out here talking about, man, yeah, we need to send our kids to HBCUs. Nigga, you don't send your kids to HBCUs. How we got people out here talking about we need to send all our kids to HBCUs, and they the same people that don't send their kids to HBCUs. Fuck out of here, toy ass niggas. Y'all kill me with that. Y'all kill me with that. I want to send my kid. I took my daughters to Atlanta. I took Natty to Atlanta. I've done my due diligence. And I know that there's more HBCUs than outside of Atlanta, but you're going to hit that cluster of colleges in a heartbeat. Plus we had family, plus we had a vacation. I rolled a vacation into a college trip. We took an actual tour. We let her see college life. Not when the college is closed. We let her see college life. It was so crazy because she's not going to be going to an HBCU in the fall. And I still hold out hope that maybe she does one day maybe take that route. Because I know she wants to work with her people. But, you know, I got to get her to the point where she is confident enough to work with her people. Because I remember one of the things on the way there, Ray don't even know this. On the way there, she really wasn't even confident about going to the tour. Because she didn't think, and y'all listen to me, she didn't think she was black enough to go to a black school. Because she grew up in Ann Arbor. And she went to Ann Arbor public schools. And she's biracial. But I've already told her, you black, baby. I know what your mama is, but you black. You always gonna be looked at as a black girl. You're not gonna be looked at as biracial. When they get to lining people up and be like, okay, you. No, you going to the black side. You going to the black side, absolutely. But we was on the way to the tour, and she was really kind of like down, kind of sunken down in the seat and everything. And I was like, what's wrong with her? Like she don't really want to do this. And she told me. You know, she was really just trying to make her mother happy, you know? And it was a great thing. It was a great thing that she was trying to do that, but we was like 3 exits away from the HBCU campus. So I had to get her head right before we got there. And I told her, I said, look, you may not go one day here, but you can't psych yourself out to believe that you don't belong here. And I said all that to say this. The person that gave us the tour, her boyfriend was from Ann Arbor, Michigan, right where we are. And she knew him. She knew who her boyfriend was. And when we walked in to check in to go to the tour, the girl behind the glass that checked us in, she was from Southfield, Michigan, you know, north of Detroit, right outside of Detroit. So before we met anybody, We met two black girls from Michigan. From Michigan. One who had a boyfriend who was from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and two, the girl was right for outside of Detroit. And man, it was a vibe. Ain't that what they say? It's a vibe. Natalie's whole mood changed at that point. She felt like she belonged at that point. And the tour went off without a hitch. And like I said, she may never go to an HBCU, but I've always wanted to make her feel just because you've grown up this way, don't mean you can't go that way. That's what it's about. That's why I'm here. I'm not just here to be with your mama. I'm here to be with you. I'm here to be with your sister, and we are family. That's why it works. You just don't come in and compartmentalize your shit. You come in and you take hold of everything. That is what it's about. Yeah, blood, it does, man. It literally stains. We got here through anti-black policies, and it's all strategic. Let's start with the Southern strategy and Nixon's benign neglect. Yeah. See, I'm trying to tell you, there's been infrastructures that have been put in place. And although I understand do-for-selferism can only take you to a certain place. It can only take you to a certain place. Because when you have these social and political constructs blocking you, you can't get any further. You can't get any further. It's like, okay, it's like you driving a car with the wheels that you got on your car. And then all of a sudden you say, you know what? I'm going to make me some square tires. Tires are round. We know this. Tires are round. All of a sudden you're going to make some square tires. You know how hard it is to get around with square tires? Have you ever seen that? You ever seen that episode of the Flintstones when the tires were square? You're not going nowhere with no square tires. You're not moving with no square tires. You'll keep rolling them squares until they turn into spheres. And then they'll move. They'll move much more smoothly. But you're not going nowhere with no square tires. That's what do-for-selferism is. Do-for-selferism, thinking that you can get around all these political and social constructs without them, that's rolling around with square tires. That's what that is, man. That's what that is. Yeah. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah, we've downgraded with Clarence over the years. We've downgraded. And the way I look at Ketanji, I don't think Ketanji is too much better. She might be on the Democratic side, but I don't think Ketanji is too much better for us. Okay? I really don't think Ketanji is too much better for us. I don't believe any politician that gets put in play that is not speaking full-throated about the repair of Black Americans. I don't believe they are here for us. I just don't. I just don't. You can't tell me you for us, but you speak against the repair of our people. And I know a lot of people like to look at this. Clarence got a white woman, right? You know, we know Clarence got a white woman. Ketanji got a white man. A lot of these elevated Black politicians, they got white spouses. I know a brother, and I'm going to call him a brother right now. I ain't going to call him nothing else. I'm going to call him a brother right now. A brother told me a few weeks back that I can't be a part of the Black Power movement because I got a white woman. How you going to be a part of the Black Power movement? You live with a white woman. Okay, and as I told him, as I've told them all, come for me. Come for any of mine. And she'll cut a smile in your neck. Because mine's a ride or die. I don't know what y'all got out here. I got a ride or die. And I didn't pick her. And she didn't pick me. We picked each other. You see what I'm saying? We picked each other. We found each other. That's why we dwell the way we dwell. Ain't shit sweet every day. No. We get cussed out equally. Actually, I might get cussed out more than she gets cussed out. But at the end of the day, we family. at the end of the day, we ain't got nobody else out here riding for us. We ain't got no mamas no more. We ain't got no daddies no more. We ain't got no grandparents no more. We are the mamas. We are the daddies. We are the grandpas. We are the grandmas. That's how we living it out here. So when you talk that, oh, your spouse is white, so you can't be a part of the Black Power movement, yours is black as night, and they mammies, and they butt broken. So what you doing out here, nigga? Because you can be a white nigga, you can be a black nigga. What you want to be? Nigga, 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 nigga. But don't come at me about no goofy shit.
Did you say nigga?
I'm not sure who is Anthony who. What? See, counterproductive individuals are people that I won't work with as well. So it looks like they try to throw somebody in where we've been talking about the reparative infrastructure, you know, locally. I'm not sure exactly who that is. Excuse me 1 second. But yeah, we've had this stuff going on, you know, and the district, I kind of got off track. I was talking about the district. The district finally spoke up about the killings that have happened in the area. Y'all know I've been talking about this. Let me see if I can bring a slide up just to give it some context. Yeah. A couple days ago, I had this up. And I made the correction during the cast that there had been one arrest. Now there's been 2 arrests. There has been 2 arrests. So the 39-year-old brother who got shot on Father's Day, his killer has been arrested. And the 4 kids that got shot on the 26th, their killer and attempted murderer has been placed into custody. I heard he turned himself in. So that's 2 shooters. Now you had the other shooting that happened a couple days ago. I'm not sure if that person has been apprehended or not. That was a 30-year-old individual shot and killed. And then there was the multiple shootings over in Arrowwood. They actually had 2 people who participated in that melee. They let them go. You know, maybe they didn't have enough to charge them. Maybe they didn't have even enough to hold them. But what kind of detectives y'all got down there where y'all can't, you know, put them under the swinging light? Put them under the swinging light. You know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up. You know, and I'm not trying to tell people to use draconian policing tactics. No. But what else y'all gonna do? Because y'all ain't gonna get on social media and do what I told you to do. That's where the killer's at. The killer's on social media talking shit. The killer's on social media talking shit. But the police out here asking questions, or really not asking questions, because hell, they supposed to have town hall meetings in neighborhoods, and they cancel the meetings because they say the police too busy. They too busy to come by. That man was straight up ignorant. Some white folks fought harder for us than our own. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you're gonna move if you've got square tires. I get it. You're gonna move, but you're not gonna move fast, efficiently. You're not. But you can move. You can move with square tires, absolutely. But you're just gonna move very, very slow. And until them square tiles file all the way down to a circular motion, you ain't got nothing happening with that demonstration at all. Absolutely not. Thanks, sis. But yeah, so with the district was very late in their response. This particular alternative school, where all of these students, I believe, at one time were students. The principal of that school is a black man. The behavioral specialist of that school is a black man. The assistant dean, who I do not hold responsible for the actions of those two other individuals, is a black woman. Because I believe she's on the right side of history. Something just tells me that sister is not in cahoots with them cahoons. So when I didn't hear nothing from Shanu Maku, when I didn't hear nothing from all the black staffers over there at Pathways, I sat and waited and waited and waited. And I waited and debated for oh so long. And then all of a sudden, there is an empty email that's sent out by Shanu Maku. As a matter of fact, I got a copy of it. Let me go ahead and read it. I got a copy of it. I ain't gonna lie. I got a copy of it and I'm gonna read it. I sure am. Dear Pathways family, it is with much regret and broken hearts that we ask you to join our entire Pathways family in expressing our deepest sympathies and heartfelt condolences to Miss Cadessa Poole. That's family. And I'm gonna let you know, I didn't even realize this was family until last night, y'all. That's why I said it hit home. This is where that boomerang game comes out. For those who've been here the whole time, this is why I said it hit home. Miss Cadessa Poole and Miss Lakita Abdullah. That's family too. I didn't know Kita a long time. Our daughters have been friends off and on, basically, all their lives, basically, on the sudden loss of their sons and members of our Panther family, Dallas Williams and Tyrese Burks. Dallas and Tyrese were both victims of senseless violence passed on Tuesday, June 26, 2023. Dallas and Tyrese will be greatly missed by our Pathways community and many more. Tyrese's family has planned a candlelight vigil in his memory, and details are as follows. That's it. That's all he said. That's all he said. He didn't have nothing else to say. It's a black man. It's a black man. He's the principal of the school, the head dean of the school. Grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Grew up in one of the areas where there was a shooting just this past week. Yeah. Yeah. And he left that empty ass email for the people who were directly and indirectly affected. Much love and prayers to Cadessa. Much love and prayers to Lakita. I call her Kita. I want to say Lakita. I say Kita. That's all it was, y'all. That's all it was. And then the district, the superintendent, left an email, and I have to actually say, the white woman outdid the black man. The white woman outdid the black man. Maybe she used her affirmative action. She used her affirmative action, seeing that affirmative action helped white women more than it helped black people. She put her affirmative action to work. He chose not to. She did. And that's why we no longer have it. Come on, y'all. When they put people like this in play, when they put empty suits like this in play, there is a trail. So she overcompensated late, albeit, because the shooting happened on the 26th. It shouldn't have took for her to get to the 30th to leave an email. But she outdid him in his own backyard. In his own backyard. And I'm not going to belabor the time to read the whole email, but let me tell you, it was something. She had descriptions of all the affected kids, a very thorough, a very heartfelt message. And although I know a lot of these things are templated, I realize that a lot of these things are templated. The way she composed it, if she didn't mean it, you couldn't tell. But I can tell from that message that I just read, it wasn't just in my mind. He didn't mean that shit. He just did it out of protocol.
In my mind.
So, okay, give me one quick second. Good to meet you, brother. ... Got you locked in and look forward to working with you. Yeah, I just had to make sure it was a person that I thought it might be, but not who I thought it was. Awesome. So, I like people that come forth. Let me know who you are. Let me know what you're about. I'm too old right now to be trying to picking and choosing and trying to figure out stuff way later. I need to know from the outset. I need to know from jump. I need to be able to look you straight on and you to be able to tell me who you are, and I need to tell you who I am. And if we want to work together, let's work together. But if you about the bullshit, you won't want to work with me because I ain't about the bullshit. What you say there, Sister Ann? Oops, Sister Cynthia had a comment first. We still have affirmative action, but not in school admissions. Absolutely. Absolutely. But understanding when I say they took it away, when it got turned over, absolutely. I totally understand what you're saying, sis. For the record, I am not the source of the email. You ain't got to say that, Sister Ann. You ain't got to say that. No, you are not the source of that email. You are not the source of that email. Nah, like I said, I'm not here to cause nobody nothing. I'm not even here to cause anybody harm. But what happens is once you tell the truth so much, people try to get to figuring out where he get that information. So I understand what she's saying. We actually just cool peoples. We just happen to know each other, and she just happens to be in the system. That's all. We just cool peoples. Here's the thing. Y'all got to understand. Where I get my information from, you would never guess where I get sources from. I don't work for the school system, right? So where I get information from, you would never guess who my sources were, ever. And I will never relinquish them because I would never compromise anybody because that's who I am. I am a vault. I am not just built like a vault. I am a vault. I have just learned how to embrace. I am a wealth of information. I've never really liked that. I never really liked that term because I never felt like I deserved it. But I am a wealth of information. But I am a vault. And when I have situations that I speak on, like the things that are happening here in our community about the people being shot, some of the things and some of the information that I come by by people that I cannot say their names, nor will I ever. And certain things I can't even disclose because I know more than I should, but not really. I know enough to not say things that I shouldn't. So I'll never really go about saying I know more than I should. I know enough, and I know enough so I don't say things that I shouldn't. So I appreciate y'all being out here and listening to me. Man, we done hit almost 2 hours. How we be doing this thing so quickly? You know, because I be talking fast, but y'all be listening fast too. That's what I really love about the people that check in the chat rooms. Y'all smart. I like that. I like smart people. I don't like dealing with dumb people. Okay? Y'all got to understand, I don't like dumb people. Ignorant people I can work with because I can give you the ism and you no longer ignorant. But dumb people, stupid people, I can't mess with you. You got to go on over there to that other side. You got to go find you another group to hang with. I like smart people. I only want to deal with smart people. I'll take a few ignorant people and I'll give you that wisdom. And the people that I work with will give you that wisdom. Because like I said, I ain't trying to be the only nigga in the room. That's them niggas. I don't want to be the only black man in the room. I don't want one black. Look, when we got kicked out of the library yesterday, I was in there with a black woman and a white woman. And the black woman didn't get us kicked out. I didn't get us kicked out. The white woman got us kicked out. It was so liberating. It was so liberating to know that we were not the subjects of the ejection, but we got kicked out for a reason, because we was in there checking somebody on some real goofy shit, on some real white fragility shit, and they dealing with black kids. And if you're gonna deal with black kids, you're gonna deal with us. You're gonna deal with us. See, this program that's been running around here for about 5 years, ain't nobody else stepped in to say, what you doing with these black kids? What kind of program you got going on here? Ain't nobody else stepped in. Ain't no other black people stepped in. Hell, ain't no other white people stepped in. But when we stepped in, we got shit corrected. And we didn't talk to the teacher. We talked to the black students. Because, see, they need to understand they got support on the black hand side. I'm not going down that program because the program seems to be helping them. But when that program is over and that study is over and she got her grant money for her thing that she going to go on and do, what's going to happen to them black kids? Nothing. So that's why we got to make sure them black kids get out the paint and get on to something better. Take that experience, take that documentation, take that certification and get on to something better. That's the only way we move out here, folks. That's the only way we move out here. Thanks, sis. Thanks, sis. Dr. Cynthia, she is a wealth of knowledge. And I can't wait to get back at it talking about obesity in the black community. I can't wait to continue to move on redlining in Washtenaw County. We've got a lot of series that I've literally put on hold because I'm trying to get these platforms up. Just got approved for the other platform that I was told about a couple of days ago, Rumble. So it looks like I can go live on Rumble, I think starting tomorrow. I can go live from the deck tomorrow. I didn't want to do it like have 2 cameras going, so I'm trying to do it all at once. So if I can get that all entered, I'll be lengthening and strengthening the platform to Rumble soon, okay? Because YouTube was the way, but it ain't the way no more. It ain't the way no more. Between the shadow bans, the copyright infringes, all the stuff that they say I'm doing that I'm not really doing, it is what it is. But I tell you what, you can twerk, you can dance, you can do all type of sexual stuff on YouTube, and they don't never block it if you black. But if you start talking some political correctness, you start talking some comeuppance about black people, oh, they'll block you in a heartbeat. They'll block you in a heartbeat. Be leery when researchers use our community for personal gain. Sis, I'm trying to tell you. She's been running this program using our kids as guinea pigs for years and ain't nobody said nothing. And when we finally stepped up and said something, she got nervous. She got to shaking in her Crocs. No. You ain't gonna walk up here in no Crocs and no tie-dye dress talking about you working with black kids and don't want to talk to black folks about it. We here now. We here. We got a problem with that. So yeah, so let me, oh, that's cool. I'm actually live streaming right now. So sorry to be absentee if you guys are talking about some things, but I'll get with you when I get off. So much love to that brother who's coming into the fold, who wants to talk about reparative justice on a local angle, acts of atonement, local initiative, local policy. Because local initiatives and local acts of atonement are not reparations. They are not. And I want people to understand that. Because if they don't understand that, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Our politicians basically have schmooed us. They've made us feel good. They've made it look good. They've made it sound good. But they ain't made it be good. But now I'm here. Absolutely. Would you say that, Sister Cynthia? If researchers do not use information for community advocacy, then leave them be. The one thing that I did not like, Sister Cynthia, was learning that a lot of these kids went to different schools with different types of environments, but they really didn't spread that message out within those schools. They just used those kids as individual guinea pigs to go out in their own little networks. No, you get with the civics teachers. You get with the peer facilitators. You get with the councils. You get with the student councils, the Black student unions. You get with all those groups, and you've got embedded material that you can use with them. But she was trying to just send her little group of people out to come, and they done ran this program about 5-6 years, and only done had 300 people participate in it. Are you crazy? You should have 3,000 by now. You should have 3,000. Boy, you going deep, Sister Cynthia. You going deep. We talking about school surveys, and you going to harvesting, and you gonna have people out. You gonna have people out here talking like that. Like, what's she talking about harvesting? It's true, y'all. It's true. Don't think that these people get murdered and they never find them. Don't think that those people didn't get taken to some lab and get frozen up and their organs weren't harvested. Don't think that. Don't think that. Because that's what absolutely happens to a lot of people out here. They know you are a healthy individual, and you came to a demise that was untimely. Oh yeah, they taking all them parts. That part, and that part. Yeah, that part. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as we get offline. Absolutely. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I'm gonna send you all the information. And I want your feedback, man. I want your feedback. It's you know what? I'll give you the actual name of it. The Human Service Professional. That's what it's called. The Human Service Professional. Oh yeah, it's deep. It's deep. Because she came for us. And I know she used a couple white kids, and then she used a Latino kid. But the most of the kids has been in the program has been Black. But they use the other kids so they can make it look like it's a diverse program. You got to make it look like it's a diverse program, because that's how your nonprofit gets all the bread. Look, you can be slick, but you ain't gonna be slicker to get by me. I understand. I don't know everything, and I never will profess to, but I know a sham when I see one. Yeah, I know a sham when I see one. So as we just eclipsed 120 minutes, 2 hours in this thing, 123 minutes, I'm gonna dial it down a bit. Just because I don't think we need to do anything more on this fool. We don't need to do anything more on this fool. No, we don't. The biggest downgrade in Black American history. The biggest downgrade. Went to every length he could to destroy a Black woman for his comeuppance. Yeah. That's what he did. He tried to destroy that strong, beautiful American freedman sister. But she survived. Yes, she did. She survived in spite of his detrimental ways. When she was right there in your midst and you could have did so right by her. Who knows what y'all could have did as a collective unit had you done right by her, Coke can Clarence. Now you want it to be nasty. You want it to be debaucherous. You want it to be dirty. Who put a pubic hair in my Coke can? You nasty motherfucker. And all he did was help put more legs on the white infrastructure's table. And them legs are standing on Black American men, on Black American women. And this is what I say. And this is what I say. And y'all can take it for what y'all want to take it as. Anybody coming into this territory and they are not building with American freedmen, American blacks, Black Americans, African Americans, FBA, ADOS, whatever the fuck y'all want to say at this point. You let anybody come into this territory and they tear you down and tear us down as a people, and you don't band up against it, because I ain't telling nobody to get into no fisticuffs with no individual. That don't do us no good. Individually fighting anybody out here, that ain't gonna move our needle one bit. And the fact is, they gonna throw your ass in jail because they got executive protections out here. Oh yeah, Latinos got executive protections. Asian Americans got executive protection. Middle Easterns got executive protections. You know who doesn't have executive protections? Black folks. Black Americans, American blacks, American freedmen, African Americans, FBA, ADOS. There's no protection. You have no protection out here on an executive level. I'm just trying to tell you. And if you think you're going to do something out here without banding together, you're done. You're done. Do for self if that's what you're going to do, because that's the only people you're going to end up helping is self. You are not going to be able to help the collective by just doing for self. And as much as I believe in entrepreneurship, I know strategically, systemically, we are being held down. But it doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean to stop trying to do for self. It means understanding the political infrastructures in place and jumping the wheel. Not that square wheel, though. Not that square wheel. Let me see if I can get this thing up. See if I can get this thing up. I was trying to get it up before I got in here. I don't know if I can or not. I might be able to do it before I get up out of here. He looks like he hates himself. He does hate himself. Let me go ahead and put that back up there. He does hate himself. He absolutely hates himself. Sister Lisa Todd, what's good with you, family? I ain't talked to you in a month of Sundays. How you doing? Good to see you back in the fold. Good to see you back in the fold. I am trying to do God's work out here today, sister. And what I'm doing here, I'm pulling up a slide. Because a lot of people ask me why I don't really throw my endorsement behind a lot of this stuff. And it's not that I don't, but I'm going to give you the reason why I don't speak on a lot of it. I'm going to give you the reason why I don't speak on a lot of it. Because it has nothing to do personally with the individual who's putting on the vehicle. Because I think he is a phenomenal individual. I actually thought he was somebody he wasn't, and I stood corrected, and I corrected that. Found out he was literally not connected, kinfolk wise, to one of the other greats who held the same name as him. So let me pull this up. I want to pull this up because people say, well, what's wrong with it? I'm like, absolutely nothing's wrong with it. Simply because I believe these things come to fruition by people who really are about community. And from what I've learned about this brother, because I learned a lot, shout out to brother Ricky Jefferson. I learned a lot about this brother, and shout out to Pastor Powell, who's told me some things. This is a situation. This happens every Friday now until the end of August. Actually, the beginning of September. The newest and fastest growing outdoor concert series. The 2023 lineup, free concerts every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m., June 30th to September 1st. Had the first one last night, right? I didn't go. I'll get out there to check out some, but I didn't go. But a lot of people always ask me why I don't support. It's not that I don't support. This was a part of my life at one time as a profession. Not a musician. I was an MC at shows like this because I was an air personality at Smooth Jazz. And I was an underling. I wasn't a big shot out here. You know, I could get you some free concert tickets, you know, get you into some shows, get the gate open for you at Shane Park, get you some free parking. I could do what I could do on the ground level, right? And I did that for many of people. I helped out many of people. I'd have listeners come down and stand right outside the gate at Shane Park on Wednesday night at the free jazz, at the $5 jazz shows when I was emceeing them, and I'd get 10, 15 people in. And I'd be like, hey, there ain't no guarantee you're going to be able to stay in these seats if you're trying to sit in the pavilion. But if you go up on the lawn and the show starts and ain't nobody down in them seats, come on down. But last night they had a show, Jeff Lorber, Everett Hart, Paul Jackson Jr. These are all cats that I introduced on stage over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. You kick down to July 14th, Norman Brown. Introduced Norman. Stormin' Norman, a great cat, cool cat. Alexander Zanjet, he was one of my colleagues. He worked with me at Smooth Jazz. Alex Bunyan, I used to fuck with Alex Bunyan and Wayman Tisdale. How many of y'all ever seen them shows down there? Alex Bunyan, Wayman Tisdale, all them cats down at Shane Park. Gerald Albright. Remember when Gerald Albright used to be with Najee? You know what I'm saying? Remember when Gerald Albright used to be with Will Downing? I was doing them shows. And this is over 20 years ago. So that life it's past me now. It's not that I don't love the music. I love everything that these people did back then. But I'm 20 years older. And I'm 20 years deeper. And where I had kids then, I have grandkids now. And a lot of these people that are enjoying a lot of these shows, they weren't a part of those situations back then. A lot of people who be out here promoting this stuff now, they weren't a part of these situations back then. They weren't even a part of the civilization back then. A lot of them was locked up. A lot of them was on drugs. A lot of them was out here committing crimes. And I'm not lauding any of that, but that's why they don't understand and they don't remember back then. And back then there wasn't no social media. If you knew, you knew. If you did, you did. Brother Tim Bowman, I don't know how many times I was in an event with Brother Tim Bowman from Detroit. One of the greatest cats to ever come out of Detroit, you know, and had Tim Bowman Jr., who went the gospel route. And I dealt with his son when I was churching. Dwayne Parham has been a fixture. He's been a fixture in the jazz circuits around here for a long time. Introduced these cats, y'all. Broke bread with these cats. Sat around, cracked jokes with these cats. So where people think that they doing something new out here, they not doing nothing new. It's all recycled energies. And where my energies really don't need to be recycled in that direction, I don't not promote it. I don't not salute it. It's just, it's past me now. But shout out to Brother John E. Lawrence for putting on these shows, for bringing something to Ypsilanti that Ypsilanti truly needs. I can never condemn the brother for doing something that the city and that the county truly needs. Absolutely not. But I've been a part of that infrastructure. And I enjoyed being a part of that infrastructure. And the main reason I walked away from that infrastructure was because my biggest producers and promoters that were out there, they went on. I opened that mic several times and nothing came out because my mother had passed on. The man who helped raise me had passed on. I didn't even have laryngitis. I just couldn't talk. I couldn't be as full as I needed to be. And that's why I walked away. I literally walked away. I could have moved out of this top 10 radio market and went anywhere and did what I did and lived a happy life and been a happy African American. I sure could have. As a collective, we have $400 billion in wealth in business versus white 20 trillion. This is not about hard work. Rather, it is about bridges and other resources targeted for whites and honesty whites. Absolutely. They are, Sister Cynthia. They're not hitting nearly as heavy as they hit back in the day, but they still, once you learn how to play them instruments, once you learn how to perform the way they do, you never lose that. You might slow up a taste, but you never lose that. They're still great performers, and we've lost so many through those years. And like I said, the great Wayman Tisdale, I emceed Wayman Tisdale shows maybe 4 or 5 times. Wayman used to always crack on me because he was so tall, he could walk out and literally, he could put his elbow right on top of my head. Wayman was 6'10", I was 5'10". Oh, honorary white, okay. But yeah, these brothers and sisters that are out here still keeping the movement going, I appreciate them. I appreciate Brother Ricky Jefferson for helping to keep this movement going. I appreciate Brother John E. Lawrence for keeping the movement going. Because people in Ypsilanti and people in Washtenaw County, they deserve to have this. They deserve so much more. And hopefully there will be more to come, but they deserve things like this. So yes, where I might not salute it and promote it on a daily basis, it's just not where I'm at. But I salute it and I applaud the efforts of individuals out here doing the right thing. Absolutely. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna go on and get up out of here. We got 217 in the bag. Appreciate everybody that's came in. It's getting low. If it's getting low, I gotta go. But y'all that are coming on these stretches, because I don't be on every day. I don't be on as frequently as I need to be. I got to get this branding thing right. You already know, brother. You already know. That was one of the most thorough brothers out. Wayman Tisdale was one of the most thorough brothers out. Rest in power, brother. He walking around heaven, stroking that bass, thumping that bass. He thumping that bass up there in heaven, brother. You already know that. I don't know why the good gotta die young. I don't know why the good gotta die young. Because I know a lot of old motherfuckers that they deserve a dirt nap. I know a lot of old motherfuckers, they deserve a dirt nap. Why'd you have to take Wayman up out of here? Why'd you have to take these 2 youngins up out of here earlier this week? Why'd you have to take all 4 of the men up out of here? Because most of them had kids. Multiple kids. Now these kids don't grow up without daddies. And then people want to say, well, where were the fathers? They got murdered in their late teens, in their 20s, in their 30s. That's where the fathers were. And that's why as men of the community, we've got to embrace those kids. I understand recidivism, but I'm going to stand on what I stand on. Recidivism is one thing, but stopping a kid from ever committing that crime is another. I'm going to stand on it. So I appreciate you guys. Hey, Michigan, remember, y'all can't be holding your phones no more. Yesterday was the first day. Yesterday was the first day. And I anticipate I'm going to see some Facebook posts and Twitter posts and Instagram posts of people getting stopped this weekend. Put them phones down, y'all. Get some phone cradles and stuff. Hands free. Hands free. I don't want to see nobody catching a $100 ticket, a $250, getting they license up for review, having to go to driver improvement. They setting these things in play. They getting their coffers ready because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna get caught holding their phone. $100, $100, $100, $100, $100. Second offense, $250, $250, $250, $250. Yeah. Then they're gonna do a study and see how many people got stopped. See how many people got stopped the second time. See how many people went through the driver improvement. They gonna do that, y'all, because we are in a big petri dish. If you're just getting here in the middle or even in the end, go back to the beginning of the video. I talked about the petri dish. It's the boomerang game, y'all. It's the boomerang game. I cast it out there. Speaking of casting out, my grandson can cast a fishing reel. Man, he showed me that. He out there on the deck and was like, whoom, look, Grandpa, whoom. I got a little jealous. I ain't cast a reel in so long. Now I got to go get me a fishing reel because my grandson can do something that I can't do. But you know what? That's the goal. Get your kids doing stuff that you couldn't do. Get your grandkids to levels that you couldn't get your kids to. Don't hate on it. Donate on it. Don't hate on it. Donate on it. My man, Black Seed, Brother Derek. This air quality thing, come on, y'all. Y'all got to take that serious. If y'all got asthma or asthmatic symptoms, get you an inhaler just in case. We don't know when this stuff's going to kick up on us, y'all. And y'all can't be out here with compromised breathing. You can't be out here with pre-existing conditions and let that wrong air catch you, because it ain't the right air. It's the wrong air. Don't let that wrong air catch you, y'all. Get your stuff right. I know everybody ain't gonna stop eating plants or eating flesh and start eating plants. I get that. But what you can do, you can make sure everything that you got going is healthy. Make sure you flushing out. Make sure you cleansing, you detoxing. You keep that colon clean. You keep them kidneys clean. You keep that bladder clean. Keep your heart, your arteries clean, man. And then your brain will stay clean. Brother Michael done spoke on that before. He said, you speak so clearly now because your body's clear. I'm still fat. I ain't saying I ain't fat. And I'm going to work on that. Baby steps. Baby steps. But I done stopped doing the wrong things to my body that I needed to do so I can start doing some right things. But this cannabis and this hemp, I think that really got me through the height of the pandemic. Never being infected by that, having a whole house wrapped up in that thing. I'm hitting the streets every day. Masked up, gloved up. And I know some of y'all gonna say, prayed up. Hey man, I pray to the universal God. I don't pray to some slick talking ass nigga with a shiny suit. That ain't me, baby. So y'all get out here. Take care of your families. Take care of your friends, because your friends are families. Yeah. Keep rising to the top. But man, I love the people that catch the message and take the message elsewhere. I love those people just as much as I love the people that give me the sources to where I can speak on things truthfully, and they make sure I stay in line with my message. Yeah, let me get out these good white folks' business, John Henry. Let me get these white folks their intrawebs back. I'm gonna go check in a couple hours. I'm gonna go check on old nigga, you know. Old nigga got it bad, so I gotta go check on him, man. You know, we ain't gonna bring his name up because I can call him old nigga without bringing his name up, but I gotta go check on old nigga. You know, I got people in the community that I gotta check on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm that homeboy jitney, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we gotta make sure we take care of each other out here. If we don't, they'll take care of us. I blame her. Don't make me blame none of y'all with white women's. If y'all out here fornicating and dating and marrying white women and she ain't riding for you, if your white woman is like this white woman, yeah, he has. He has, dog. He tore me out the frame like 2 days in a row and talked mad shit to me. So now that he's down, I might have to go over there and kick him. I might have. I told him last night I wasn't gonna mess with him because he really couldn't focus. But yeah, man, he been doubling down on me, dog. He been getting me. I ain't gonna lie. He got the belts, man. He got the belt, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm like Arsenio on Harlem Nights. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. Excuse me. But y'all make sure, be careful over these next few days. Y'all know I don't really fuck with the 4th of July like that. But I fuck with the 4th of July to where if my grandkids want to do some fireworks and stuff like that around that time, we do it. But if we do fireworks this year, hold on a sec. If we do fireworks this year, we're gonna do fireworks like this. If you see my grandkids out doing fireworks, they're gonna have these flags. They're gonna have these flags. You know what I'm saying? These are the flags. They won't be flying that other flag on Independence Day. This is their Independence Day flag. This is the flag they're gonna know. We understand the American flag. We absolutely do. But my grandkids all got a Juneteenth flag now. They all got a Juneteenth flag in their bedroom now. They gonna know what June 19th, 1865 meant from a symbolic level, a realistic level. They're gonna know that. You know where they're gonna learn that from? This boy, as Kai says. This girl. I have to say this boy. So yeah, man. What'd you say? Well, you threw that little bag of chips on his coffee table all day. How do you know stuff like that, man? He tells you some of the weird. I'm so sick of him, man. I'm so sick of him. He tells you some of the weirdest shit. I gave him a bag of potato chips. He just doesn't like the way I do stuff. Because I was eating some chips when I walked in and I had... I'm done with him, man. I'm so done with him, dog. He's too much, man. He's too much. Oh, God. He's... Man, let me get out of here, y'all. Let me get out of here, man. Because I said... Oh, man. Good stream today, y'all. Good stream. Appreciate y'all checking everything out. Let me see what I got here coming. Okay. Y'all be good. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. American black folks, black Americans, American freedmen, and all of them other names y'all like to call yourselves. Y'all be good out here, man. Y'all be good out here. Because if you're not, I'm trying to tell you, there's something sinister waiting for you. There is something sinister waiting for you. You know, and I ain't just talking about the traffic cops, you know, because the traffic cops, they waiting for you too.
One of our headlights is out.
Well, you better get it fixed, because they death on a nigga with one light.
If they stop you with one headlight, you better not have your phone in your hand. You hear what Fred said?
One of our headlights is out.
Well, you better get it fixed, because they death on a nigga with one light.
Fred knew if you got stopped today, make sure your phone is on the passenger seat. Get stopped today. Got stopped. Get stopped today. Make sure your phone is on the passenger seat. I'm telling you.
You got one light, you better be on the motorcycle.
You hear me? Because I see people on motorcycles on their cell phone. They gonna stop y'all too, dog. They gonna stop y'all too. If y'all riding a motorcycle and you got your phone in your hand, you gonna see it stop. So you got what?
You got one light, you better be on the motorcycle.
You better not have a cell phone. Don't have a cell phone on your Harley. If you're on your Harley, if you're on your big dog, you better put your cell phone into one of them pouches you got on the side. You hear me? I'm trying to tell you. Cause Fred had it together. Fred knew. He knew, and he always spoke the real. I love Sanford and Son. And don't hit me with no goddamn copyright infringement, YouTube, Facebook, fair use. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Can you go down there to traffic court and you sit around there, you see so many brothers and sisters, you think you're the NAACP, right?
This revolution is filled with
One love.
ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all.
Yeah, I'm about to get to uploading right now.
You're afraid of us. You're afraid to give us equal status.
Find me on the Villager on Deck on Rumble.
We will match you and we will override.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate y'all, all of you. And to the people that didn't like it,
Did you say nigga?
peace be unto you.
I know that ain't who I think it is. That part. That part.
Negroes, do your duty. Negroes, do your duty.